Hey, what's up, fam? Thank y'all for tuning in once again. As always, be sure to like, share, comment, and subscribe. When you do subscribe, hit the notification bell so every time I drop a video, you will be the first to know about it. Akon. Do y'all remember a few years ago, Akon said he was going to create the real life Wakanda? Well, it hasn't happened yet. And so an article came out a couple of weeks ago about an update about what's going on with his city. So let's get into it. This is from Africa.businessinsider.com, and it reads, singer Akon gets final notice to begin $6 billion futuristic city or forfeit land. It says Senegalese government were open to Akon's promises to attract businesses and create jobs in an economically deprived, mostly agrarian part of Senegal. But the project has not progressed beyond the stages of promise. Who does this sound like, y'all? But let me keep going. It says popular R&B singer and entrepreneur Akon has received a final formal notice from the Senegalese government urging him to begin construction on his $6 billion Akon City project. General Manager Seringue Mboop of Sapco, Senegal. I need to learn how to speak this language. The state-owned entity responsible for developing the country's coastal and tourism areas stated that Akon risks losing 90% of the land granted to him if it remains undeveloped, Bloomberg reported. According to two people familiar with the matter, Akon received this notice after missing several payments to Sapco. The planned city would feature condominiums, offices, parks, a university, an ocean resort, and a 5,000-bed hospital. The city is intended to attract tourists and investors. Yes, it was on there twice. In August of 2020, Akon told international media that he planned to retire there. Local authorities were open to Akon's promises to attract businesses and create jobs in the economically depraved, mostly. Why is this repeating itself? But the project never progressed beyond the stated promises, and now it seems his urban planning dream has died. Real quick, where I live, there's it's a little country town, a lot of growth and development going on at this time. I want to say a few months ago. No, let's say like maybe within the past year or two. There was some land bought by Dallas Cowboy owner Jerry Jones. I remember he was looking to buy one property on one side of the highway, and he ended up buying a property on a different side of the highway. But he said it was him. I don't know if Roger Staubach was part of it or not, but him, a group of investors, what have you, they said they was going to develop this little place, this little plot. They're going to turn. Well, I don't want to say all that, but they said they're going to develop this little plot of land, these acres, and going to create like a little city within the city. Kind of like you see now, like a lot of these little modern cities where they take like, I don't know how many acres, create like little businesses, like storefronts, cafes, things of that nature. And, they build like condos, like on top of these buildings, on top of these businesses and stuff in the same area. It's like a little city inside of a city. And that's what he's talking about. He said he was going to do. He said, but first they was going to build like this warehouse for like sports memorabilia, what have you. This was a couple of years ago. They talked about it for a while. Then he finally bought it. This was not, like I said, within the last 2 years, if that long ago. And now they have already started building buildings. It takes a while to clear land off, get your roads down, your infrastructure, all that stuff in place. And now there are buildings actually with walls on it that they have there, because I think the warehouse they say they're going to build that first. That's already, like I said, the 4 walls are already done. So they're moving that pretty quick in a matter of months. It's already up. You see roads already being built, already laid down, all that. Like everything is set. So once that's done, it gets going, jobs are created, bringing more money to the economy of the city. Then they're probably going to start building onto that little land, the city within the city, like I said earlier. Didn't take long. But for some reason, this brother, it's taking him 4 years, and he's only he laid like one mason brick, like what's it called, like a cornerstone on the land of 136 acres. And has done nothing else since. And you wonder why people act the way, feel the way, treat black people the way they do. I'm just speaking as a black person. And it's hard for folks like, say, like myself and others that I know who have like legitimate businesses and legitimate ideas, and they can't get the funding, they can't get the backing or support, whether it's monetarily or not, to grow, to create what they're trying, to create what they want to create, to become successful. They just don't get it. They don't get the support. But people like this, because he's famous and they feel he got a little money, they throw money out. Or let's say like Umar Johnson, for instance, be a great orator. People throw money at you. Ask for donations, you get millions upon millions of dollars, and you still don't build anything. But yet you look at someone like Tariq Nasheed, that cat did a fundraiser, did it quick, did it within a matter of weeks or months, raised like a couple of $1 million, bought this building, created a Hidden History Museum, done it. Whether you think it's legit or not, maybe you think it's like a business out for them to make money, what have you, call it what you want, it's there, it's done. But then you got folks like Umar Johnson, who talk about building a school for the last 15 years, and I know I used to support him. Heck, I went to, like, he did a seminar, a lecture down here in Dallas a few years back at the Texas Theater. I was there, took pictures and everything, bought t-shirts, supported the brother. But years later, I'm sitting here thinking these boys that you talking about sending to schools and getting them out of the public schools, they grown men. Shoot, my kids were little when he was talking about that. And both of them, I got one of them is grown, living in a whole another area, and I got another one that's she's pretty much grown and going to college. So it's like, dude, but he supposedly bought this school, and every year is something new, something different. It don't take that long to refurbish a building. Dude, you could have bought a plot of land anywhere and built a small school and got it running within a matter of a year or two. I mean, heck, I don't even think Deion Sanders had a whole lot of money, but he helped start a school up in Dallas. It shut down because they were doing ill-gotten things. But yeah, I mean, all those years, dude, and the school is still not being built. It's just, I don't care what it's saying. You got people that still follow him. I mean, to each his own. I don't get it. But you can't, as a man, you can't come to me with that many excuses and not have something to show for it after over a decade of collecting donations. Just can't do it. Just can't. You can't sell it to me no more. So you can get mad and say people ain't supporting. If you ain't supporting, you hating, you call it what you want to, but you should do better about it. You should show something. I've seen people start little small schools with very little to no money, and you can build on. You can start like churches. You can start with one little building. I've seen many preachers say, man, we started in a storefront, or we started in my garage with 2 members, and then we grew to 200,000 members and having like 2 city blocks worth of church. It can happen. It can happen. It can dang sure happen. But when you got people that just seem like they scamming folk, that's where the problem comes in. Now you got this. You've been talking about this for 4 years. These people gave you land, 136 acres. Man, I could do the 136 acres anywhere. Well, shoot, like in Texas, if it's viable land, shoot, I could do with 13 acres or 36 acres. Man, come on. Akon said he was inspired by the movie Black Panther. And that right there should have been what said. That should have just been, that right there should have been what got people to say, nah, I'm out. Because this dude is really pandering. Akon said he was inspired by the movie Black Panther. He refers to Akon City as a real life Wakanda. that uses the latest technologies of blockchain and cryptocurrency. The city was to be solar powered and environmentally friendly, the artist said in 2020. Residents and visitors would use the Akon cryptocurrency launched that year. Akon, introduced at the peak of a cryptocurrency bull run in November 2020, is now hardly traded, if at all. The BitGet crypto exchange quoted it at 15 cents back in November 19, 2020, and it has dwindled to 0.003 cent by December 11th, the last available price. So that was like 8 months ago. It was almost a year ago. Akon is expected in Senegal's capital in the coming weeks to reassure partners of the viability of the project, his team said. Again, with all this money you got, you could have built one building. Could have built a building, put you some solar panels out there and got started. A lot of times people just want to see you get started. They want to see something in motion. I know we get caught up with, man, look, donate now, support now before I get jumping, because once it get going and you try to jump in, you can't be a part of this. That's a poor man's way of thinking, and that's not, that's not real life. Real life is you start off, very few people are going to support you. That's just how it goes. But you got to make moves. You got to keep hustling, keep grinding. And then when when your seeds start to germinate, start to grow, then people start throwing water and fertilizer on it because they seeing that you did the hard work. They say that you are worth their money. You are worth their investment. If you put something down, do something with your own, people will gladly come in and help promote, so to help you grow. Going back to Umar Johnson, there were people who said they would help fix the HVAC when the HVAC was tore up for 4 years. They said they helped paint, do floors for free or little to no money. And for some reason he was like, nah, people hating. I'm gonna try to find somebody else. Making no sense would make you think, okay, well, this dude is just full of crap. And I mean, if he makes the school, that's fine. Shoot, I might give, help. Here's my thing. Use your own money. Use the money that you got. Build what you got. Create what you got. Once it start going, it start developing and producing. Then you start charging people. Then you say, hey, I need donations, try to get that money, but recoup that money and make profits on the other side so that way you can continue to build. That's how it should have been done. That's how this could have been done too. 4 years and you ain't did nothing but put a block on the ground. Come on. While the construction of the first Akon city in Senegal has not yet started, Akon also set his eyes on East Africa and revealed plans to build a second city in Uganda. Seriously? Yaweri, and I know I'm butchering these names, I apologize. Museveni, president of the East African country since 1986, allocated 1 square mile of land to the singer in 2021. So far, preliminary work is pending because occupants resisted the move and sent away surveyors. Uganda Land Commissioner Secretary Andrew Yumba said. That's what Senegal should have did. Senegal should have just gave him 1 acre and said, show me what you can do with this acre, and then we'll hold this land around it. Right? We'll keep this land undeveloped around it. But we're gonna give you 1 acre. You can have whatever you want to. It's yours. We don't want nothing for it. We don't ask for it back. You just do whatever. You build on that. It's like the parable of the talents. When the owner or the master gave I think it's the master had like 3 servants or what have you. He was leaving town. He said, hey, while I'm gone, I need y'all to do something. I need y'all to keep making money for me. So he gave one person 1 talent, gave 1 10, 5, and another 10. I don't know how much talents were worth monetarily, but that's what he did. He left for a while, come back. He said, what did you do with the money I gave you? And the one with the 10, he like double, quadruple it, whatever. The one with the 5, he double, quadruple it, whatever. The one with the 1, he buried it. He like, why'd you bury it? Like, shoot, basically you gave me nothing and I could do with this 1. So he buried it. So he like damn near killed that dude, sent him off into, out there and what you call it, isolation, or what do you call it? Sent him off somewhere, said, go die and think about what you did. Because you did nothing with what I gave you. So like I said, you could have gave this man an acre and said, let's see what you can do with it. If you can, you said you could have gave it back to me. You could have gave it to them so they could build it. I mean, so they could, multiply. You could have done anything with that one token, with that one talent. And you chose to do nothing with it. That's all right. Keep it, be gone, go about your money, exile, and go out to exile and do whatever you want to with this one talent. I bet you think twice next time. That's what they should have did with Akon. Gave him an acre and said, hey, tell me what you're going to do with it. If you do something with it, we'll start granting you more land so you can build this city. But we all know Akon. That cat, he was already like he's been a little controversial before. Let's see. Remember he said something about, I looked this up, when he said something about African and American singers, the difference in them, and it was like, start a little controversy. But I mean, it is what it is. What did he say? He said, he commented on the Black American performer stating that now in America, oh yeah, them N-words gonna be wobbling, pants hanging half down, bored as hell, half to sleep because they high as hell on stage. Can't really disagree with that too much, but then he continued, but in Africa, we wake up in the morning, I mean, look at these YouTube clips of all these kids from Uganda. These kids are performers. So for us, it comes naturally. I'm not understanding what you mean by naturally because we all got natural talent. It's just that if you're in a society where drugs and alcohol and being inebriated is promoted, that's a problem. That's where your problem lies at. Not the people per se and their original personalities, but I mean, should you look at the music we listen? Well, the music that's being promoted out here now, nothing but drugs, shooting, promiscuity, and all that kind of stuff, man. There's nothing really, very little positive about the music that's being promoted. Not saying it's not being made because I know it's being made because I find I listen to it every chance I get. But we're talking about the stuff that they're promoting on TV and on radio, and the kids hear it. And it's just detrimental to our culture and our people. And it's like we sheep and we don't see it. We don't do nothing about it. We don't turn it off. We don't protest. We just ride along with it. But it is what it is. But back to Akon. So Akon, you pulling Umar Johnson 2.0 and been having land for 4 years and done nothing with it. And did it say you had $6 billion? If you got that kind of money, man, you should have done something. But anywho, tell me what y'all think about this story. Leave your comments below. Let's dialogue. You know how we do around here. Hey, thank y'all for watching. I appreciate it. If you'd like to support the channel, you can like, share, comment, and subscribe all 4 ways. Cost you nothing but maybe a couple of minutes out your day, but it means the world to me. If you would like to, help monetarily, support monetarily, you can give super thanks, super chats, or go to the description box. There are links there you can click on to where you can, like say, support monetarily. Like, you also go to marlonmorale.com. That's marlonmorale.com, where we have beard kits, toiletry bags, silk scarves, silk, 100% silk, do-rags, perfumes, and colognes, all luxury items. You won't be disappointed. Again, it's marlonmorale.com. Check it out. So get something for yourself, get something for your family, your friends, your loved ones, that significant other. They'd appreciate it too. With that being said, I leave you in peace, and I'll see you on the other side.